Welcome back out to another one of our standout student interviews as Ripley Judd, a junior here at Salida High School, joining us. And Ripley, junior year for you, a little bit more interesting. We'll talk about why it's a bit more interesting than the junior years in a moment, but how's it been going for you?
Pretty good. I've been very busy, but it's also probably been my favorite year of high school so far.
Talk about some of the classes that have been keeping you busy in this one. What are your favorites this year?
I'm taking guitar. It's my first time learning an instrument, so that's been really fun. I also like calculus and creative writing a lot this year.
We got to talk about the guitar a little bit. We'll talk about calculus too. I completely forgot about that one to jump into. But what have you liked about guitar so far, especially kind of challenging yourself with something you've never done?
I took singing lessons when I was very young, and I really like to sing, so it's been fun to accompany myself and kind of, it's just a good, creative outlet, I think.
Talking about the creative writing too, that kind of follows into the same thing. You said poetry is really where you thrived in and really enjoy writing. And that's kind of led to not just poetry, but other ways of writing, like plays. You said that was your favorite thing. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we wrote a one-act play. There's a play competition, and there weren't really that many guidelines, which is pretty out of the norm for a high school writing project. So it was really fun to just, have no real length guideline or content guideline and just be able to experiment a little bit.
What do you find different about the creative writing versus essays and more of the rigid writing where you have a certain purpose that you're going for?
I appreciate both, but I think what's interesting about creative writing is that it's a lot more of the author's voice in the piece typically, although you can get that with more academic writing. And I think it also helps you explore and experiment in your writing without fear of fitting into a more rigid kind of structure.
Now we go from the fun classes to the class that I would consider terrible and torture, but you said calculus is one of your favorites. What's been fun about that class?
Well, the people in it I've been in math class with pretty much my entire 3 years of high school. And I think it's fun because it's looking at math from a really different perspective. Things get obviously more abstract in higher level maths, but things also start to make sense, like things that were introduced back in Algebra 1 kind of start coming back and click, I guess.
I think there's a lot of people that would be really happy you said maths too instead of math and the end of that one. Talk a little bit now about what you look for in teachers, because when you have that kind of an array of classes, the teaching style I'm sure makes a big difference. What have you looked for in teachers?
I like teachers who really care about their subject and also care about their students' success, as simple as that sounds, I guess. I think there's a big difference between a teacher who genuinely wants to help their students and a teacher who, just works their 8 hours and goes home.
Talk a little bit now about the next step for you, because as a junior, normally you're looking forward to senior year, but you're going to be graduating by the end of the spring here and moving on to college. What made you want to pursue that expedited route?
I have always really liked to learn, but I have not loved high school, specifically high school classes. So I'm just really excited to be able to have a little more choice in my classes, a little higher level classes, and I think I'm ready. I hope I am.
Sure, I'm sure you are if you're willing to push that far. It's a little bit of a scary jump, I'm sure, but you've taken some scary jumps before outside of the school side of things. When you went to dance, for example, and that's one of the things you do outside of the school. What was that like from the beginning in middle school to now, as far as kind of overcoming some of those fears and nervousness?
Well, when I first started, a lot of my friends had already been dancing for a few years, so I was kind of playing catch up for a few years. And I feel like it's kind of come full circle because I'm now one of the older dancers in the studio. So I think it's helped my confidence a lot to be able to kind of rise up to that challenge, but also not really be afraid of doing something new.
Has that become something that you're looking forward to doing at the next level in college and maybe attempting to keep it a part of what you do?
Definitely. For a long time, I wanted to be a professional dancer. I don't think that's what I want to do now, but I'd really love to continue dancing, hopefully for the rest of my life in various styles.
When you talk about going on to the next level, the biggest thing I always look at is how you contribute back to the people behind you too. Not saying that you have to go and give advice to people or anything like that, but if you could give advice, if you could go back and somebody came and asked you, what can I do to make it easier for myself? What would you tell them here at Salida?
I think that while your actions do have sometimes far-reaching consequences, I think it's important to remember that a lot of what you're doing at this point in your life really won't affect you long term. So just I don't know, be easy on yourself. It doesn't help anyone to just be angry at yourself for making mistakes or for not getting as good a grade as you wanted.
I'm sure this is a great area to get that kind of some of those stresses away by going and enjoying what we have around us. But what makes this area special to you? What are you going to miss most if you move away from here?
I'm definitely going to miss where I work, which is Little Red Hen Bakery. That's been, I don't know, kind of like a landmark of my life here. Worked there for like 3 years. I'm going to miss my dance studio a lot and, of course, all of my friends here.
We appreciate you taking some time to talk with us. Congratulations on being a standout student, and good luck as you keep going through your junior year.
Thank you.